Hello, everyone, and welcome to Potential Within. So, today is different. I gotta tell you straight up, right from the beginning. I don't know what this is, but it's very, very different. I can tell you that before this, I was getting this, encouragement from spirit where there's a will, there's a way. Just keep trying. Today, whoa, baby, boom, do it, get here, go, start, see what happens. So, that's what we're going to do. So I'm guessing this is a collective reading. Something's up with the energy, and man, oh man, it feels cool. It feels good, but it's tingly is how I would describe it. Oh, see, so there's some that was kind of the vibe of this. There's this sorcerer energy, but it's not a negative. There's something about the darkness rising, but it's not. It's almost like what's under the darkness. It's a soul thread that is deeper than we know, and it has power. And so there's something about this, yeah, the sorcerer energy that we think it's something to fear because it's deep down in the darkness. It's underneath. It's under the layers, and yet it's magic. It holds the key to the creation portal creation portal of where something with the throat, where the words meet the reality, where the stories that are told are real. That's part of the sorcerer energy. The stories that we tell that keep us from going deeper, to keep us from getting to the magic. These stories that are told or told to us too, there's power in these stories. They keep us in this fear of what's underneath, and yet what's underneath is the magic, right? And so this magic component of ourselves is directly connected to spirit. Whenever I see crows or ravens, it's that understanding of spirit. And there's this cloaking that is occurring within the realm of spirit, where our our power is being, it's not, no, it's not exposed, that's not the right word. It's igniting, it's rising, it's coming out of the shadows, the illusion that it is this negative, that it's the sorcerer, and into the reality of the fact that there's magic, and it's our magic, it's the magic of spirit, it's our own power that's residing there, and there's something important about it. Oh, this is giving me this notion of bringing the heart to the sky, referring to the language that we're speaking, the words that are being the spells, the dispelling of the spells of this sorcerer energy, to see the heart, to bring the heart back into the sky, back into the words we speak, into the etherical realm. There's something about this reclaiming power. So what I'm supposed to do now, I don't know how comfortable I am with any of this, but we're gonna roll with it because it's spirit is sure, and so therefore I am, and that is important. So I'm meant to bring to you the meditation that I had. And so what was happening is I keep getting this imagery, whether I'm working with clients or working with myself, or just trying to understand the energy I'm sensing in the world around me. There's this like thickness. It's shown to me as um, not quite mud, but like a substance that holds people in. And some people are under the surface, but then there's so many of us that are sort of like on the top of it. And it was coming up because I had this like frustration of like, I thought I was over this, right? Like one of those like threads, those things that you've done your internal work, right? I've done a lot of internal work, And I've done it, and it's like I'm rising up out of this thickness. It's just how I would describe it. It's a thickness, and I'm rising up out of it, but I'm still, there's still something holding me to it. And so today was really fascinating because when I went into my meditation and I had the intention of sort of like getting to the bottom of it, essentially, I, in the meditation, I literally went along this cord that was still attached. It was like this one fine cord, and I was going down, and I kept going deeper into the thickness, and there became this like resistance where it felt like I was pulling down deep into something where like the water was moving, and I couldn't see, I had to just keep pulling and not let go and not give in to the resistance I was feeling. And I just kept going and going and going and going until I got to the bottom. And when I got to the bottom, I'm like, okay, yes, here it is. I'm going to pull up this root. And I started trying to pull on it. And I realized, like, wait a minute, if I just pull this, something's not going to be done. There's something more to this. And I actually had to start digging down into the, like, it felt like and looked like the bottom of the ocean, where you had to go underneath these layers of, and what I started to find was this one little cord actually had like tentacles. It was exactly like an octopus's tentacles. And so it was, I had to go down and I had to go under the layers and pull up, peel up each one of these essentially like legs. And I was given this imagery of how it is like an octopus, where like an octopus's arms almost have their own brains or something like that, where it's like you think you got the main thought form, brain, whatever, out, but yet each one of those tentacles matters too, because any one of those tentacles could then become, I don't know if that's real for octopuses. I'm only giving you, I'm being pure and true and just giving you what I was given because it's important. There's there's something about each one of them having their own form that by pulling, not pulling, but like taking up, right? It's not about force. It's about intention. It's about getting each one of those tentacles up and out. And as soon as that happened, I expected there to be this like release or this like something. And it was like suddenly I was in almost like a womb energy. I was safe, I was secure, I was floating in there. It was beautiful, it was clean. That was something that was really interesting to me. The water was now clean. The energy was now just pure and really beautiful. And I'm not gonna lie, I stayed there for a pretty long time. And then I kept getting this idea of like, no, it's time to go, right? It's time to push out, it's time to go outwards. And there was something about the releasing of it, of even this new energy that felt safe, or this new form that felt safe. I still needed to release that too. And so I went right to that source and I opened it and came out. And so I came out, all of this liquid fluid, all of this stuff came out. And then in the end, what was left of this entire line, all of this, and I got to tell you, so many like interesting memories, so many things, so much made a lot of sense that I would never, stuff back to like being like a baby, just of the energy that was around me and what it was teaching me, essentially, that wasn't true, that had been interfering ever since. It was really fascinating. But ultimately the moral of the story was that I had the ability to actually remove all of the the sub lines, not just the main, but all of these little sub ones, basically pulling that out, but then also releasing all the energy that was with it, releasing everything that was with it. At the end, I was standing in this, it was beautiful, bright, and and I had this like sack of all that was left of it, was just this. And it was given to me also of like almost like what happens when you have like a maybe it's a cyst, something on your skin, right, where if you pop it, it fills back up. And it's only when you actually go in there and you remove the full sack and everything that's in it do you fully, for surely remove it so it can't keep coming back? And that was essentially what I was being given, is that this is that moment in time where we're all needing to be willing to go down into the places that are dark and scary and follow the cord to the core of it. Oh, that's interesting. And in the core of it, we find that there's something for us. And it was like, as soon as I cleared that, as soon as that meditation was over, as soon as that, like, I was looking at this tiny thing, boom, the energy was like, get up, go, time to do it. Turn on the computer, let's rock and roll. Like, the energy just shifted completely. I feel like alive. I feel like a weight is gone. I feel like the stickiness, something is gone. And so we're in this moment in time where this like thickness is there, and there's those that are so far under the surface that you can feel it in their energy, you can see it in the way they talk, and in the way that they think. It's very negative, it's very bah humbug-ish energy right there under the surface. They've bought into the illusion of the that's the way that the water's supposed to feel. I'm hearing is this tainted, like, yeah, just not great. But they're used to it enough that it doesn't feel abnormal, and they're so disconnected from spirit that there's no indication that it's not the right thing, because they're not listening to themselves. They're not focused internally at all. Everything's external, and everything external is just confirming these thought forms that are given to them externally to then reinforce them so the illusion can stay real. Okay, that's neat. Okay, so that, and then there's a subgroup. I've seen some people look like they're F-bomb drowning, like just getting up the surface, like trying to breathe, and then they get sucked back in, and then they get back. And it's like they're trying. There's glimpses. There's hope, but it's thick, right? And then there's another group who are like detaching, like they've gotten themselves up, and they're like parts of their bodies are pulling out, and then there's some where it's just their little foot that keeps getting pulled in. And I remember that place of like, I kept getting this visual of like being on top of something, but my foot kept sinking back in. And then it was like, that's what today was. It was like I was off that completely, but yet somehow still attached to it. And that's why I was like, okay, that's enough. But there's an interesting thing about this energy right now, and it's like, if you recognize the fact that you can get out of it, it is the first portal to the outside world of this illusion. And the fascinating thing about this illusion is that it can only be held from the outside in. So then what? What, spirit? So because it can only be held from the outside in, the key to success here is the ability to go within and to alleviate the pain points from inside through the connectedness to spirit and the knowing of yourself as greater than the illusion around you. There's the power point that resides within us that those who are lifting have found. So I'm seeing air balloons. So the fire element, the inspiration element, the motivation element, this intrinsic fire within us that we all have, that tends to be tried very, very hard to be put out or to lay dormant, right? That's the ultimate goal of the outside in. So it's about us fueling it. Understand it. No, spirit. Okay, what is okay, I'm gonna ask, what do we need to do here? What is this with the fire? Oh, believe in yourself. Intrinsic. The motivation comes from within. The belief in ourselves and the possibilities of what we're capable of the fire being brewed from within. And it's where passion comes from. It's where motivation, it's where determination, It's our rise comes from within us when we believe in ourselves. Okay, so then spirit, what? Sorry, I've never done this before, so I'm uh, stay in it. Okay, so what now, spirit? What's the next? Okay, so there's something about this fiery belief in yourself motivating factor combined with this like watery self-acceptance, encouragement, that's kind of coming up. So okay, because there's this Queen of Cups here, and she's very aware of herself and how she feels, and how you feel matters. That's another part of believing in yourself. When you trust in how you feel, and you trust in your own internal, it does make it really hard, because you see a lot of things externally that maybe, ignorance was bliss. But at the same time, it brings a care, a love, a compassion to yourself that you need to be able to have that in the external world. This believing in yourself, and accepting that you do feel, and what you feel matters, and what you feel isn't about other people, right? The Queen is an internal energy. It's about yourself. No matter what you feel, others just cause you to feel things so that you can understand where that emotion's coming from and how to utilize it for your own benefit. Utilize it for your own benefit. Okay. Because the real, and uh, this isn't just individually. Yes, it always shows up individually, but this is also collective. Like we're trying to get a wheel turning, right? That's another way of like looking at this. It's like we're getting, the more we can rise out of this thickness, the more of us that can rise out of the thickness, the more we bring others out with us. Like it supports the greatest good of all. It cleans the water. It cleans the water. Cleans the water. Okay. Yeah, so we can go after our happiness, so that we can use our fire energy, right? This is fire energy. We can use this fire energy to like really birth what we actually want. Right? We're almost like stuck in an illusion of a world that we wouldn't create for ourselves, right? We don't want to run around with our heads cut off and be in stress mode and always worried about everything, and like there's this chaos, and this chaos, that's the thickness. It's just this chaos that creates this energy that then everyone gets caught up in. Even if it's not your own, it just catches you when you find yourself in it, and it's like, I don't want this. I don't want this energy. This doesn't feel good, right? It doesn't feel good. You just always are thinking about like, man, I want it to be easier. Look, like I feel like I'm losing things when I'm meant to be getting more, and I'm wanting my abundance to be accelerated, and yet this thickness keeps pulling me down. Okay, so what, spirit? So what's the energy? What's the energy to embody in this? What is the energy the collective should embody in this then? Like, what's the point of this? Why are we having this message, spirit? Okay, not it. Okay, let's try this. What is this? So I have different decks that are different kinds, and so it's like if it's not coming out of one, yeah, okay, so fine. Let's try this one. What is this, spirit? What is this? Okay, there it is. Oh man, it's the fire. It's the fire rising. It's the lifting of the soul energy, right? We go through the experience to get to the root of it, the core of it. And from that core of who we are, it is us. It is our spirit being manifested in physical form, rising up in us to express in our purity. Fire is a not a pure leader, a purifier. It's fire is a purifier. Fire is it's a truth too. Our fire, we're meant to realize that it speaks for us. It is our soul spark energy communicating. It is the human in us that is wanting us to pay attention, right? We're meant to notice the flicker, not blow the flames, is how I'm hearing it. We're meant to notice the flicker. It's getting our attention. It's telling us something's not right. When we feel that, like, what? Uh, this protective where you want to fight or flight, it's telling us something about ourselves. It has nothing to do with the outside world, everything to do with us. It's something with our soul saying this isn't right, or we're giving our power away, or something about it isn't cool. And it's the acknowledgement of the fire instead of the fear of the fire. That's part of the sorcerer energy. We fear the unknown, and a lot of the unknown is a fire because it can burn. If we don't know how to use it properly, if we don't know how to contain it, fire can burn. So oftentimes we're taught to fear it. Others fear it in us and try to suppress it, right? So it's like this fire energy is really, really important because it's soul speak. The fire is soul speak. And I got sweat lodge. And again, this is like making me feel this energy of like heat, right? We use heat to sweat, and the sweat lodge is this purification. We sweat out all of these stuff in our bodies that we know we don't want or don't need, or we release it using heat. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so then these came out with this, and so it's like that's part of the journey, is to allow our own fire to rise within us, to get out the impurities and get back to the core of who we are and our flow state, right? Because it's a clog. When your fire isn't moving, right? It's like you wouldn't be sweating. There needs to be the fire to get the fluids flowing. There's the fire element that keeps the world's energy flowing from within it, right? That's the thing about our planet. That's why at the core there's fire, there's lava. It's the energy that keeps everything moving. It's why we're alive. It's why the planet is alive. It's there for us. It serves us. It is our power place. It is our source of nutrients in physical form. Wow, this is cool. So it's necessary for us to be able to achieve our flow state. Our waters can't be flowing. Things become stagnant. That's another thing about that thickness. It's stagnancy. There's fires necessary to get things moving again, to create some push to make things move, because we don't like where we are. As a collective, this isn't right. This isn't right. It doesn't feel good, right? We know there needs to be this push, this rise, this change, and it comes from within us. Oh, sorry. This is actually really pretty because I'm just getting this energy of such support and love, like the way her eyes are closed, and she's just covering her heart. It's like this is what's available to us. This is what spirit is holding for us so that we can have the courage, have the fire, have the confidence to believe in ourselves. Holy, what a strong, beautiful energy. Oh, and it's there for all of us, right? This counsel is all encompassing, but we have to be connected enough to our own spirit to access the grace of God within us. Oh, okay. And I'm not supposed to say anything else, so I'm supposed to leave that there. Wow. Oh, to become the illuminated warrior. Wow, this is so cool. And the illuminated warrior, right? This is where our light and dark are one. This is our balance. The warrior is the fire, the luminous is the light, and it is in this flow state of our light moving with us in grace and ease as we navigate this world in empowerment, right? The warrior is about empowerment. We are empowered in our relationship. See, even where the lights are, we're empowered in our relationship with ourself, within our world. We are safe and secure in our relationship with ourself and the world around us. Yes, that is powerful, right? And it comes with the knowing of God's love, essentially, that lives within us and runs through us as this source of light. And regardless of the darkness that may be floating around, it doesn't matter, because our light expels it. It's a force field, but it's a force field of protection because it comes from within us. I'm getting a visual of the planet Earth and how the ozone layer, there's something about how it actually some word comes out from it. It comes from the Earth's core through and holds that protective bubble. It is our like force field almost around the planet. It is essentially her essential protective force that is around her. And we ourselves have that as well, and that's what the third eye is about. When we have connected to our source within ourselves as the human expressed in that form, our fire rises, our energy rises, everything begins to move and have flow to it. And that creates this protective field around us. That is what our third eye is all about. Oh, this is very cool. So then the third eye becomes the layer of protection, of discernment, so that no matter what stories are being told, we ourselves can navigate them easily because we already know the truth, because we are connected to source in physical form expressed outward. And so our discernment allows us to differentiate and integrate and understand the world around us through our soul's speak essence. Okay. There still feels like there's something more. So why give us all this information now, Spirit? What is this about? Why? Because ultimately, we're learning to let Spirit be our guide. We're moving through change. And when our safety and security is relevant or when it comes from outside ourselves, then we are always in a state of fear. But when we have integrated into ourselves enough that we understand that our safety and security comes from within us, then we are able to move and flow with Spirit in such a way that we can navigate anything without ever feeling like we are off our foundation. Like the foundation becomes so strong within us that no matter what happens in the world, we're already safe and secure no matter what. And from there, because fear, so that's how you eliminate fear. So because fear doesn't have a voice in those moments, we can hear Spirit clearly and we can navigate, we can move through the waters, we can know what to do without really having to think about it. Oh, cool. Okay. And so that's the message. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I like this. I think we might do this way more often. It's just a pure flow and I like it. And it's been funny because I've been looking for my way of like, how do I bring my talent to the world? And it's like, well, don't, just be you. And do it already, right? And so that's what this was, and it was really cool. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, share, subscribe, share it. If it spreads, if it grows, then I know this is the way to go. And if not, then I probably won't do anymore because, that Spirit's like, no, don't even say that. That's BS. Where there's a will, there's a way. I will find a way, but this feels good. And I think that that's another part of what we're meant to follow. My spirit is alive right now. My fire feels passionate and it's burning and it's bright and I feel alive. And I know then that this is the soul path to follow. Thanks, Spirit. Okay. So I will speak to you soon. Thank you.